All right. We are here. I notice that I'm wearing white today for this video. And I also noticed that I've been wearing black for all the other videos. Just an observation. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to day 6 of the mung bean soup. I keep wanting to say challenge because it has been a challenge. It has been challenging. But this is a detox. In many dimensions, it's a detox. And we're the second to last day today. And my current feeling is connected. Part of me is like, ooh, connected, deep, Connor. That's actually how I've been feeling today, in truth. People have been asking me throughout the day about like my current state of being, and that's what I've been wanting to say, but I haven't said it. I've said it in other convoluted ways. But yeah, it's been a day. I woke up this morning very like again, I'm just seeing this as part of the waves. Because generally I've been waking up with pretty good energy, but last night I don't know, maybe it's because of the amount of food that I had. My intuition right now is telling me like the amount of food that I had towards the end of the day, because I had like a smoothie and I had some more soup and it was pretty late, that even though it was lighter, it still affected my sleep one way or another. And so I woke up this morning at the typical time of 7. And throughout the week, I've been fine, like waking up at 7 and not feeling like my body really needed more sleep. But this morning, it really did. And luckily, I had kind of the bandwidth to do it this morning. But yeah, like I really just felt this incompleteness, and my body was like, yeah, man, we need like at least another hour. So I was like, all right. Ended up sleeping until like 9:30, which is the latest I've slept in a while. So yeah, I was just not judging it too much. I'm just seeing it as like, the waves, also the waves of energy. It's okay to have to sleep that long and to go back to sleep. But at least I'm knowing where that's potentially coming from my behavior. So yeah, and again, that's just feeding more into really the big theme of the past 48 hours has been just the mindscape is kind of not just a mindscape anymore. It's bleeding into everything else, like the body and the spirit and everything. I just feel like we're either perpetuating patterns or like perpetuating patterns of addictions, or we're actually on the path of our desires, of creating our desires. And I'm just able to see kind of clearly, I can see the path, and then I can see now also all the energetic ties between myself and the fruits. Let's just say I'm on a path and I see like all these really enticing fruits, that are on the borders of the path, and I can tell like whenever I'm straying from the path that my body can feel it. And but anyway, so yeah, I'm able to notice whenever I get off the path, and then there are those temptations, and I know I'm off the path, and it creates like this stress or just this intuition in my body or my mind, and I'm like, and it's interesting. It's either I'm going to get on the path, I'm going to get back on the path, or towards my desire, towards whatever, like, you know, call whatever you want, like the thing that God is putting in my heart and like calling me towards. I'm either getting on the path, or the fruits are like the desires, because I feel like there are desires in all different avenues, and but there are ones that are really potent, like the ones that are like really true in your heart, and then the ones that are just kind of fleeting, right? They're just kind of like fleeting delicacies that don't really fulfill what we're all just looking to fulfill, which is to know ourselves in a deeper way. And so um so yeah, those cravings, they'll just be like, hey, like, come over here, you'll feel better. um you don't have to go back on the path, just stay here and eat this thing, consume this thing, stay in this relationship, or, you know, it can apply to so many different distractions. And I heard a good quote today by Garen Jones. He was like, you know, we're not in a war of destruction, we're in a war of distraction. And like, when people ask, like, oh, is there a war being waged right now? He's like, yes, but it's not a war of destruction, it's the war of distraction. And so again, this is just super powerful, because it's just creating space in all of your being to be very present with what is. And that light is leaning again, but I trust it. It's gonna stay through to the end of the video. So yeah, so just able to I'm just really present with that. All right, we're just gonna continue the video with this lighting. You can see me. So yeah, I had the pleasure of, again, getting a little bit of work done this morning in terms of the ramp up with the new company that I'm with, and that felt really good. And then I got to go to my dear friend's birthday party, and it was more of a birthday adventure with different legs to it. The first one was going on a hike in nature, and so that was really beautiful. I was able to, again, connect with other people in this state, which was really nice. And yeah, being in nature in this state was really special. Also, took a hit of Hapé as well. If you're not familiar with Hapé, it's just like a tobacco that's blown up your nose and basically like clears out a lot of your sinuses, and then just the really your energetic auric field, and just kind of it makes it palpable. For me, this is my experience of it. It makes it palpable in a way to where you can recalibrate it to something more harmonious or more desired. And yeah, just gets you abundantly present, all of you abundantly present. So if you had any wandering thoughts or whatever, if I had any wandering thoughts, they were gone. And this one wasn't as intense. I was a little worried, because usually if I'm in like a lighter state of being, those things can be kind of jarring for me. But again, just because I feel way more connected, that wasn't the case. It also wasn't as intense. The person who was giving it to me didn't blow it as intensely, so it didn't feel like a punch in the nostrils. It was very gentle, and yeah, it just got me a little more present, and I was able to like climb waterfalls and have beautiful, meaningful conversation with very lively spirits, very loving spirits. And from there, went to dinner. That was when I was referring to challenge earlier, that was where the challenge really came in, because I got to go to dinner, and although it was a very healthy place, like everything was gluten free and stuff like that, still they didn't really have a menu that at all was within the parameters that I felt good, within the parameters of my program. So I got to use that as an opportunity to just feel the desires of looking at everyone's food, watching, like feeling their enjoyment of enjoying the food. I would ask them like, "Hey, would you mind describing this food to me, like the taste of it and your experience of it?" And I could just kind of like vicariously experience it through them. And then something that was really cool was that they had like these alcohol-free little tonics, these like juices. And so I did similar thing as the previous day. I picked something that had like a majority of the ingredients from my program. Like again, we can have like these modest smoothies with specific ingredients, and I picked a drink, two drinks that had majority of the ingredients, and yeah, it was when I took the first sip, what I experienced was so amazing, because typically I realize I get a drink and I only view it as like this compliment to the entree. And because I was just having this and this was the main like core of my experience, I tasted all of it. I mean, it was like ginger, turmeric, hibiscus, mint, all the good things. And I didn't just like experience it all as like a blended unified flavor. I felt I experienced all that and all of the ingredients individually at once, and I've never experienced that before. And yeah, it just brought my awareness of like how much more I can just enjoy the simplicity of drinks, and not like let the food dominate it, or let it be just this side piece, to the entree. So yeah, it brought new life to my relationship with those kind of drinks. I had really good conversation and connection with people. What else? What else? What else? I did notice that one of the drinks had some turbinado. I think that's what it's called, like the turbinado sugar. And I checked in with my body that it was okay to do. One thing that was interesting was I definitely felt the potency of like the response that my body had to that. Like as soon as I drank that, my body was just going through this. It like literally lit up all my cells. And yeah, so what I'm grateful for now is that I just have an acute sense of the cause and effect of certain foods, and certain ingredients and things like that. So I noticed that when we were making shares, we were doing shares around the table, and we were speaking to the things that we love about the person whose birthday it was, and someone specific was speaking, and I didn't realize until afterwards I shifted into unconsciousness, and I just went to my awareness shifted to the drink, and I took a sip, and then by the time I put the drink down, their share was over, and my conscious desire was to, I really wanted to hear their share. However, I really think my body I just shifted into an unconscious state, and my body just reacted and took a sip of the drink. So I wouldn't have caught that, if I weren't on this detox. I wouldn't have traditionally caught that. So yeah, just learning the cause and effect of things, and I was able to drive home, and again feeling really nourished from the conversation and the connections. And then I came home and was able to enjoy a nice bowl of mung bean soup. It was so good. It was so good. I didn't overeat, didn't eat too much. And yeah, and now I'm here recording this for you. So it's kind of my day in a nutshell and the takeaways. Yeah, really looking forward to my last day tomorrow. And already thinking of how this is going to pour over into my everyday. And so I'm sure I'll unpack that more tomorrow. Or I may do like an eighth video, just like kind of recapping and integrating everything and what my intentions are going forward. But yeah, thanks for being here. If you watch all 6 videos, thanks for being here throughout the whole journey. And again, really hope this is inspiring you in some way. And I invite you to honor that inspiration with more curiosity and comment, ask questions, reach out to me. I'd love to support you if you're curious about taking this on, going into this for yourself. I think it's a really, really good alternative. What I described this as the other day is like, it's like I have the clarity of like when I'm fasting, I'm in this like enlightened state where all the boundaries between mind, body, spirit kind of are just, they're very, very thin, if not like just not there at all. And so I feel like I get to experience that. That's usually what you experience with a fast. And the mung bean soup also allows this level of groundedness so that I can also show up and create things. Yeah. And I can also just operate throughout the day without feeling like I don't have the nutrients to like maybe do more higher intensive stuff. Like today I went on a hike and I climbed. It was a small hike, but I still like did somewhat of a stair climber and had some elevation to it, and played around on rocks and stuff like that, and drove long distance. So yeah, it's really, really good if you're not like into fasting for multiple days. This is a really, really good alternative. So all right, well, with that I will leave you be until next time, until day 7. And yeah, wishing you so much joy, happiness, abundance, clarity, all the good things. And I will see you on day 7. Mwah.